Well, hello, hello, and aloha, y'all. This is Miss Chantel Boucher here with Believers in Business Social slash Believers in Business Creative. And I have a good buddy of mine hanging out with me today, Mr. James Kerr of Boss Security Screens. And I'm actually really excited about this one because I've known James now for how long has it been? Over 20 years.
Yeah, over 20.
Yeah, it's been over
Uh,
20 years from back in the day in Hawaii. And we're really fortunate that we've been able to reconnect again. And he's going to be one of the sponsors of our upcoming event that we have August 19th over at Three Nations Brewing in Carrollton, Texas. So, James, I'm going to let you talk to the people because your story is just so interesting to me in general, kind of where you came from and what you're doing
sure.
now that's so unique. So if you can kind of tell the people a little bit about yourself, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, my background's mechanical engineering, and I ended up working overseas for a while and returned to the United States and started one company, sold that, started another company and sold that. And at that time, which was around 2014, we sold everything and we moved to Europe for a year and a half. And I highly recommend it. If anyone is listening and they have just the vaguest interest in living and working overseas, do it, right? So it's relatively inexpensive too. As I mentioned, we were spending only $3,000 a month, which is much cheaper than what we're spending living over in Hawaii, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So, so I had a non-compete. The IT firm I sold had a non-compete, which meant I couldn't do the same work in Hawaii. We moved to Las Vegas, as most people from Hawaii do.
Yeah, the secondary
And
one.
yeah, and it wasn't long after that that my wife said she just doesn't feel safe at
Mm,
the home when I'm away. Now, we don't live in a dangerous neighborhood, but I think that feeling is the same among most people is when there's a noise that you don't recognize in the middle of the night, you're concerned.
yeah.
And she was concerned, and I offered to buy her the gun, to shoot someone if
Yeah.
there were an issue and she didn't want to kill anyone. And I
Uh-huh.
think people feel that way too. And to get her the big dog, and she didn't want a dog to get hurt.
Hmm.
So if you think about it, cameras won't stop a break-in, alarms won't stop a break-in. And even if you do have a weapon, you better be sure it's on your hip, when you are
Right.
confronted by someone inside the home.
Right.
But what's better than all of that is just to keep the bad stuff out, period.
Hmm.
And, in security, we say layered security is smart security. And
Hmm.
so by creating this invisible wall between me and whatever that bad thing is, um, that's a good thing, right? And so how to do that? I mean, you could get those bars, put them on your windows, but then you feel caged, or you get the rolling shutters and they only work when they're down, and no one can live that way with no sunlight or no fresh air.
Hmm.
And so this is generation three. This is a new and improved solution on a timeless issue, which is these intruders.
Hmm.
And I tell you, an intruder in your home is never up to any good. I mean, it's not like, hey, let's go to Disney. It's all on me, right? I'm taking you. Let's go. It's not like that at all, right? It's always something bad. They're either going to take your stuff or take your life or somewhere in between there.
Hmm.
And the truth be told, the chances of it happening are relatively small.
Yeah.
The probability is there will never be a problem.
Right.
And so it's much like me wearing a seatbelt in a car. The probability of me getting in an accident is actually pretty small, but I'm going to wear that seatbelt anyway, just in case. And so the approach to security is to be sensible, to be prudent, to do something proactively rather than reactively. And that's where this solution comes in. It says, look, we can secure that window, the door, the slider, even the dog door, whatever,
Hmm.
by mounting this stainless steel mesh to the outside of that window, the door, slider, or the dog door. It'll look like a solar screen, and it does. It'll look like a normal bug screen, and it does keep the bugs out.
Sure.
Uh, but it's super tough.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to discern from a picture. But once you touch that mesh, you realize, oh man,
Oh, I
I'm
know
not
how
going
to
to
touch
be
it too.
able to use a knife.
So we met for lunch the other week as well, and he brought me like a little sample of it,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Holy schmoly, I couldn't even
yeah,
bend that thing." Like
yeah.
I saw you literally putting a knife to it.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can't cut it, you
yeah,
can't shear it, you can't tin snip it. You can put a few rounds through it, it'll make a hole. But
sure.
once you make that hole, you can't then use a crowbar and try to like make that
Right.
hole bigger. Yeah, so it's very, very, very robust. And so what you get at the end of the day is a home or an office or a school, which is fortified,
Right.
but doesn't look like a fortress,
Yeah.
right? So our homes are our castles. We want them to have a lot of curb appeal. And
Yes.
that's what this does because each is custom made. We can do any color, any
Let me ask
shape.
you a question too. So, like in the when you're talking about security from the outside, what if something were to happen inside of the house and we needed to crawl out of a window or
Yeah,
something?
it's an excellent question because a lot of people, after they touch it, after they see it in action, they're like, okay, I get it. No one can get
Yeah.
in, but how the
Why do
hell
we
do
get
you?
out?
Yeah. So we build each one with a ADA compliant egress latch. The screens are hinged. So if you flip that latch, there's a vertical hinge and it'll open out so you
Okay,
can get out.
got
And
you.
because it's ADA compliant, it can be operated by young kids or elderly, not an issue.
Oh,
Flip the
that
switch, push, it opens like a car door, jump out.
that's great. Yes.
And that also gives you the ability to clean the glass from the outside. Right. So let's say, it gets the glass from the outside gets dirty because dust gets kicked up or whatever, the storms, whatever, blah, 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 for 1 year. Once a year, you got to clean your glass from the outside. So you open it up, clean it, lock it back up again.
And then
Piece of cake.
another question that I had, because here in Texas, we have weather issues here
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hail is a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Hail damage. I've had, God, how many windows? Like I had once upon a time a few years ago, we had a really bad hailstorm, and I don't
Yeah.
know if we counted like 40 something windows in my house or something that
Yeah.
all the screens had to be like replaced.
Oh, yeah.
Would this be something that could
It is.
yeah,
So there are a couple advantages. First and foremost, it's a security screen.
sure.
But it's also rated Hurricane Category 4. So
Okay.
debris that's flying through the air oftentimes will go right through the glass and hurt someone, if not kill them. And
Yes.
so 156-mile-an-hour debris flying through the air, it'll bounce right off. And we built a cannon and shot a 2x4 like a dart I'll share the video
I
with
was gonna
you
say I'm gonna need to see footage of that
at the
later.
screen. Yeah, and it bounced right off. The screen doesn't, because it's stainless steel, it doesn't stretch.
Yeah.
And so if you have a 1 inch, 2 inch clearance, it never touches the glass. In most cases, the glass will never break. The stuff just bounces off, whether it's a golf ball, baseball, a rock, a BB, a
Right.
12 gauge 10 shot shotgun will just
Yeah.
bounce, it'll bounce right off.
Wow.
So yeah, you get the severe weather protection, and that severe weather ain't going away.
Mm-hmm.
So crime's never going to go away, right? And severe weather's never going to go away,
Yeah.
right? And then the third advantage, on top of first and foremost security screen is that it does shade about 65% of that solar heat gain.
Oh,
So south facing windows, you get a lot of sun.
especially
It's
it gets
gonna
real hot
shade
here
it.
in Texas. It gets real
Yeah,
hot here.
yeah, you'll see a reduction in the AC for those south facing areas,
Sure.
right?
Right. That
It's a
makes sense.
nice little benefit.
Yeah.
But the attraction for this, and I can say we've expanded very rapidly over the last it's been 6 years now.
Mhm.
We mentioned that we met 2 decades ago, right?
Yes.
So the
More
expression,
than that.
yeah, I don't know what it is. Is life is short, business is long, right?
Yes.
So there's some kind of Japanese expression that says basically that, right? Which is life is short, but business is long. So you better jump on it right now. And so what it feels like is, oh, the 20 years really didn't take a lot of time, right? That was gone in a
Hmm.
moment. That's
Hmm.
life. But business, it's only been 6 years, but it feels like a century.
Yeah, it feels like forever. It
Right?
yeah, I
There's
do know.
never a dull day.
No, there isn't. There isn't. I was like, man,
You never get bored, right? you're
No,
never, you're never at work just like, gosh, I mean, I wish my life were more exciting,
no,
right?
no. No, I just got done booking my next trip, taking the family over to Orlando. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
gonna be
Yeah.
later on in August.
Yeah, that
But
sounds great.
I'm just so appreciative of you, reaching out to me again too as well, and being able to kind of introduce what you're doing and your product. I know that there's other ways you can actually use it too as well. I mean, RVs would be a great idea, especially people that are out there in trailer type houses,
Yeah,
and all these things. It's a great means of security for them and
I'm really
from
excited
the
about that.
government too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you're out there camping, glamping somewhere and you're nice, whatever,
yeah.
I mean, you're kind of like an interloper, right? I mean, there's the natural elements like the bears, and our screens will keep bears out,
Yeah.
but there's also like the proverbial axe person, right? You think like, there's an axe person out here.
That's the kind of thing that I think of. I'm less afraid of animals, if I could be honest with you.
Yeah, and when you're out there, you do want to open the windows, right? You want to get the fresh air. That's why we came all the way out here.
Yes.
And so with this kind of screen, whether you're in a home or a trailer or a school or an RV,
Yes.
you can open the window, the door, whatever. The screen is locked.
Yeah,
You
that's
get the fresh air, have a nice view, and there's zero concern about anyone getting in. We say keeps the pets and kids in and the bugs and thugs out, right?
like it. I like it. That's a great you that, didn't you? It sounds
Yeah,
like
bugs and thugs.
well, again, thanks so much, James. I just super appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you in
Yes,
person at
on the
the
19th.
August 19th, Monday night at Three Nations Brewery in Carrollton. And
Great.
it's a casino night. And so what's kind of awesome about it is a portion of the proceeds are going to my in-house program that I have. It's actually for single parents who are business owners that need help
Oh,
with marketing and website development and like business consulting. And
yeah.
then the other one is Operation Rock the Troops, which is a music program for veterans. And
Oh,
so it's going to be an exciting, fun one. It's going to be
yeah.
a good one. We're at
Well,
Texas Hold'em tournament.
I look forward to that. I'll have to
Yes.
find some nicer clothes or
No,
something.
it's casual. So
Oh, it is.
you know what's nice is I
All
was like,
right.
how do I have a casino night that is casual? Because it's so hot that I don't want to dress up. And men aren't going to want to wear suits. Even if it's AC in there, like it
Yeah.
doesn't pump out as cold as you want it to when you have a bunch of people in one place. So it's
Yeah.
called um casual caps and casino. And it's casual clothing.
All
Casual
right.
clothing and hats.
Okay.
Like how
Casual. All the way.
casual and hats. Even what you're wearing now would be totally
I'll
fine.
wear the same thing so people recognize me.
They'll really recognize you for sure, for sure. And so if you guys want to get tickets to the event, you just go to believersinbusinesssocial.com. That's believersinbusinesssocial.com. And if you have any kind of interest in sponsoring one of our future events, you let us know. We're actually booked out on this one already. But if you have interest for the next one, you just let us know and reach out to us. And we look forward to seeing you at the next event. And thank you again so much,
Thank
James.
you.
Have a good day. Aloha.